politics dressed as comedy. Who's outraged? Who's doubling down? The GGHOP is here to turn it all around with an ancient idea called having fun. Sounds a little scary, stick around, don't run. In the next 60 minutes, I wish we're there to put a big fat smile upon your head. The song is almost done, time to start the show. But there might be something left that you'd like to know. What's GGHOP mean? It's your right to ask. The guaranteed, genuine, honest to goodness 1 hour podcast. Good morning. It is Friday, January 19th. You're tuned to the GGHOP, the Guaranteed Genuine Honest to Goodness 1 hour podcast, sponsored by Wilson Farm Market in Arcadia, Fry Pies Chicken, etc., etc. If you haven't been there, get over there to US 31 if you're local. If you're not local, you've probably spent time there for the weekend from Michigan or Ohio. Check it out. Also sponsored by Frankfurt Beer Works.
Frankfurt Beer Works.
And we're broadcasting live from the tap room of Frankfurt Beer Works in the Christian Ridge Historic District. I'm your host, Bill Gant, along with Karen Haynes.
Good morning.
Good morning. And James Swinford is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
He's back. All right. So first thing I want to talk about, yesterday, I say yesterday. Always into that. Wednesday's show, we talked about Fruit Stripes gum. It's gone forever. And my wife even looked it up yesterday. It's online, but it's pretty hard to find, and it's just about gone. So if you are way into that gum, now is the time.
Now, that was the gum when it originally came out. They said you could chew it with the wrapper on it.
I suppose.
Oh.
And then they made them into like tattoos or something.
They had
a little
tattoos
bit later
on the
on.
outside.
Originally, when they first came out, they made the wrapper like this low-grade white kind of film, and you were
Yes.
supposed to chew it with the wrapper, and it was fucking god awful.
Low-grade white films. We're talking about Adam Sandler's movie later, Jim.
Yeah, right.
But we did talk about that. See, now I think people too. Do you remember there was a gum that was like crystal? It was like a mint gum, and people were doing that when I was like in middle school. It was so minty and flavorful that it like flavored the wrapper.
Yeah.
And people were like chewing the wrapper with it.
So I always thought that it was the same
What the
people that made that, but I never
What
knew.
is wrong
I
with
never.
you people?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of them we got down to, hey, things you missed, things that are gone. Yeah, Crystal Pepsi, things like that.
Oh, I got a few.
Yeah.
You remember E.T. cereal?
I do.
The E.T. cereal.
Yes, I do.
It was just like the E's and T's out of alphabets.
Yes.
But there was peanut butter. It was the best fucking cereal
It's
ever.
good stuff.
Then the
Powered by Reese's.
the old
Reese's.
school C-3PO cereal that came out with
Yes.
the Star Wars back in the mid '80s.
We had a lot of movie cereals
Yeah.
in the 80s.
I don't know if they ever came back out with it or not, because you're going to show something a little bit later where they actually came back out with some stuff. But like Mandarin Orange Slice, remember Mandarin Orange Slice? Like Magic Johnson did all the commercials for it back in the day.
Maybe.
It was like a dark orange soda. It was a little bit more into the darker than like it'd be kind of like a Mountain Dew Live Wire would taste
Like
today.
a bladder infection
Okay.
type color.
Bladder infection
anything
type
about
color
it.
within it. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm not Dr. Swinford. I'm Mister.
And is it so? Magic Johnson used to sell that drink.
Yeah, and then it went away for some reason. I'm not sure.
When I'm having unprotected sex, after I'm done, I like to drink a.
Maybe it's
Tab cola.
urine with gonorrhea in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what Wilt Chamberlain drank, but like it
No, it didn't look like infection. If that's what you're asking.
was not an infection.
Have you? Okay, never mind.
Well, one I had on the list was Jumpin' Jack Cheese Doritos, and I was telling my son, and then we were talking the other day. Like I can remember the ads. It's Jay Leno.
Yeah.
It's a black bag. I also remember somewhere in there too. That's where they start the thing with crunch all you want, we'll make more. That whole whole thing. So
He had like a big collared shirt in that commercial, right? If I do recall, I can't.
I could never know. I don't know much about his collar because his fucking chin was in the way. Jay.
Yeah, no, I do remember that because it was like kind of like a half silhouette, like he was kind of at an angle, and it just made it that much worse. He looked like that old McDonald's guy that had the logo that was like a moon or whatever.
Oh, the Mac Tonight one.
Yeah, that's what he looked like. Was that? Yeah.
And that's a great story. Did we do that this summer? I thought we practiced it. I looked that up. And we won't get too far down the rabbit hole, but we're having fun here. It's Friday. But the Mac Tonight thing, if you remember that from McDonald's,
Yeah.
when they came up with that idea,
and then they sang that because that goes with Bobby Darin's Mac the Knife, is what that
Oh
song
yeah,
is.
yeah. I never even thought of that.
They went ahead and used all that music without any permission. None.
Is that why that was short lived?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I think they thought he was dead or something, and he wasn't dead.
We're probably only like 10 years from that being free use at this point.
I just saw the other
It was
day,
like 40-something?
this year, just this as of the first,
'Cause we can do
Bobby
the
Darin
Mickey
Mac the Knife is now public.
No shit.
Yes. Now
So there's
it
a
is.
lot of that music from back in that day that was on like the Fallout games, and
Oh, yeah,
it was like staged from like the 50s and the 40s and stuff.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff's really good. That's how I know that song.
But I love that song. I had older parents, so I knew what was going on. But anyhow,
Yeah.
let's back to so the
Retro
Doritos, the Jumpin' Jack Cheese Doritos, again hawked by Jay Leno. I thought they were gone. My wife and son come home yesterday. My son's like, "Hey, we went to Walmart today, and there were Doritos there, but they were like cheddar jack or what's the pepper jack." I'm like, "Well, that's not quite what I was looking for. It was like Monterey Jack. I mean, I would eat pepper jack Doritos. I like pepper jack cheese." And then she's like, "No, wait a minute. I said, she goes, no, I said it was Monterey Jack. They're called Jumpin' Jack Cheese." I'm like, "That's what's there." I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." So last night I went out, and here they are.
Bam.
They're here.
Not a sponsor, but if they want to be.
Yeah, they're right
us
down the
up.
road.
Hit us up.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna sponsor this, but so here they are, the Jumpin' Jack Cheese Doritos. I looked it up. I think in 2013 they brought them back for like a couple weeks. They've been like a return, like a McRib style deal.
Yeah.
And then I saw one from 2022 where somebody said they were back again. So for all I know, these have been on the shelves for like 2 years, and I don't shop enough.
They would have sold. That's one of those things. You always think of those. Did you get another bag besides those?
No, I just got this one.
Oh, I was going to ask if they tasted like they did back in the day.
That is my fear.
There's some of those that whenever you have them, you expect it to taste exactly like it does back in the day. Like when they changed the Cookie Crisp cereal, they changed the Golden Graham cereal.
It's all about that grease.
But a little bit after the fact, they started coming back out with they started it with the retro like Mountain Dew and Pepsi, and the Pepsi did it first.
Yes.
The retro ones where they used the original,
The original sugar.
They used the original
Real
sugar.
cane sugar.
And as soon as that took off, they're like, "Oh, let's just do all the kinds of old school stuff we need to bring back
and bring it back."
Yeah.
See, Karen mentioned it Wednesday that she missed the grease, like they changed it from, but right,
They
it made everything
but I don't
taste
know.
different.
They
Okay.
did that
What
with
the name
KFC
was.
and Wendy's too.
There you go. So what you just said is what I thought about last night as I'm holding that bag, is that I'm going to eat these and they're not going to be the same.
That's pretty close.
This is exciting.
There's not as much
Podcast.
of it on there, but it's pretty close. I might just got a bum chip.
Pretty close.
It's the grease.
I'm getting there.
But back in the day, they used to drown them in the seasoning. I mean, they used
Yeah.
to drown them.
It's okay.
Like you used to have to take
Yup.
Doritos and shake up the bag to actually get it to.
Now at the end, I'm actually getting some like spice.
Yeah, there's a little zip to it.
That wasn't the way in 1990. They
No.
were overly cheesed.
Yeah.
Gone. Worthless. Fucking worthless. No, they're okay. They're not what I thought. See, I knew it. I knew last night when I held that. That's why I didn't buy 2 bags.
Yeah.
Because I knew it. And then, growing up, my parents like, "Well, I tell you what, it doesn't taste the same." This, I'm like, "What the f you
Like
guys
it used,
talking
like
about?"
the old
Now
bag,
I get it.
like the old bag of Tato skins. Remember, it used to be Tato skins.
Oh, yeah.
Now they're potato skins or something, and just a little bit different, and the chips are just a little bit different. Yeah. Those used to
Yes.
get one, and like one side looked like it was an actual potato skin, the other side just caked and whatever.
Those were delicious.
Yeah, they
Love
were
those. Those
fantastic.
keeper elves knew how to dust it.
Yeah.
Like, what we need to go back is leaded gasoline,
Right.
right? Yeah. So that was there you go. That was the excitement. Ooh, those are not the same. Some exciting entertainment news from Variety. Hip, hip, Hanukkah, here comes Hanukkah. Adam Sandler's going to be in a new space movie. This is his 69th feature film.
Wow.
Do you have any idea? This is number 69. And that does not even count the television and stuff this guy's done.
Well, he's
and the
also-
stand-up and the
Well, he
albums.
has Happy Madison Productions, and they
Yeah.
do all of those movies that have all, like his friends that were originally in some of the comedy
Oh, yeah.
CDs that he did were the ones that branched out and did all like the Grandma's Boy and all those different films from Happy Madison.
Yeah, I looked through the list, and like Grandma's Boy, he was like a producer for
Every David Spade movie, every Chris Rock movie,
Yeah.
every
those things that are about
every Rob Schneider movie.
Yes, I like them. They're what they are. I mean,
Yeah.
they're fun throwaway type things.
It's
The
slapstick.
Godfather.
It's slapstick comedy for nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit of profanity. Yeah.
So Adam Sandler, he's going out into space in Spaceman. Okay. And he gets emotional support from an oversized arachnid, a giant spider. So he's out on this 6-month mission. Okay. This film
With a spider.
With a spider is
Animated or?
It's CGI style.
Oh, great.
So when does it come out? It's coming out on Netflix March 1st. It's going to be in theaters, some theaters, February 23rd. They're still wrapping it up. Okay. It's based on a book, a 2017 book, so not an old book, called Spaceman of Bohemia. All right. So it says 6 months into a solitary research mission, the edge of the solar system, astronaut Jacob, which is probably how you pronounce it, but it's Jacob, Adam Sandler, realizes that the marriage he left behind might not be waiting when he returns to Earth. So he gets this mysterious creature hiding in the bowels of his ship named Anus. No, it's Hanus. Hanus. I looked this up. It's got this. It's called a breve on the S, like a short sound.
Yeah.
So maybe it's Hanus or whatever. But it looks like anus. It's voiced by Paul Dano. Do you know who Paul Dano is?
Ooh, man, that sounds really familiar.
I looked it up just to make sure I knew who it was. This guy was. Have you ever seen a movie called Little Miss Sunshine?
Yeah.
He's the kid that doesn't talk, wants to be a pilot, and finds out he's colorblind and gets really upset. He doesn't talk the whole time. He writes everything. He took a vow of silence, kind of thing. I looked him up. He's went to like elementary school at a private school in New York, and this guy is in the
Super Genius
in the
or
thing.
something?
Just
Or
super
theater.
wealthy stuff, whatever. So what do you think about this crazy thing?
I thought maybe the spider's name was Charlotte.
Charlotte,
Yeah, right.
that's some pig.
That's
Yeah,
some
incredible.
Adam
Wonder if
Sandler
it
movie.
spins like web to spell out shit for him.
Yes.
What's funny though is when they go to film that, it's just some dude with a bunch of fake green arms going, and talking and shit. Like Adam, whatever.
We talk about crazy spiders. A couple years ago, my son and I we watched through like some old shows that I used to watch, and one was Punky Brewster. If you know Punky
Oh,
Brewster.
yeah.
Filet Moon Fry.
That's it.
Yeah.
She blossomed into something,
Yeah.
didn't she?
Yeah.
But there's an episode where they go in this cave and they're looking for stuff. My son at the time was like 8, and there's an episode. They come around the corner and there is this giant spider that's like obviously like something that somebody's
Yeah,
made.
yeah.
There's no CGI, and man, we had to turn it off right then. It scared the shit out of him. We have still not gone back. I'm like, you want to go back to watch that cape? No, he's 10.
The next episode.
Still not
It's
interested. in
funny
the
though.
spider.
The next episode of Punky Brewster is probably when they went and played hide and seek, and the kid got in the refrigerator.
Oh, he
You
watched
remember-
that one. Oh yeah,
remember that?
Cherry dies in the fridge.
Yeah, there was like when I was like 5 or 6, we had to have like a talk at school because
That's
of a
right.
Punky Brewster episode.
Don't hide in fridges.
Don't hide in things that will
Kids,
close and
if
you
you're
can't
out there,
get
adults, if you're out there,
Yeah.
please don't hide in that. Well, Adam Sandler, I think, known for more funny roles.
Yeah.
And again, my son is 10, but we watch movies and do stuff. And this past weekend, we watched Billy Madison.
Billy Madison.
Billy Madison. He's like, and we're looking through the movies. I said, well, I think he does some serious ones. I mean, there's some like Click. Have you ever seen Click?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it has some parts in it that are serious. Same
that
with
one-
Jack and Jill.
Man, that one with the video games was terrible.
I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, it was bad.
Pixels.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was bad.
Yeah, and that's too bad because I like him, and I also like Peter Dinklage from other stuff.
Oh yeah.
But then I heard that it was not that great. So going into space, being Spaceman, like I said, in a few theaters, but it's a streamed release on Netflix.
So that's supposed to be a serious show, like a drama, or
it's a drama. Yeah, this is not.
Wow.
I
But
mean,
there's-
there might be some
okay?
whimsical.
It's a drama, and it's Adam Sandler and a CGI spider.
Yes.
Yeah. How can that not be funny?
Yeah,
It's-
that sounds like a made for TV yeah.
They can't all be Jack and Jill.
All right.
Have you seen Jack and Jill?
No.
Ooh, that's kind of.
I'm telling you, y'all, we got to make a list.
Oh well, I don't know that we want to spend time.
So like
on
every movie I've seen, we just basically had to show it to Karen because she ain't seen it.
But I will say this a little bit in Jack and Jill. When he dresses up like a woman, it's kind of like Bugs Bunny putting on the lipstick. He's kind of cute. I'll just admit it. He's kind of cute as a woman. This reminds me a little bit because he says like she might not be there when he gets back, but it's a 6-month mission. So I don't know if this has in it there's a song by Queen called 39. Okay. I think it's from A Night at the Opera. And it's a song that Brian May wrote because Brian May, the guitar player, is an astrophysicist first. Then he stopped. His dad is too. And he stopped to do the music thing. And then when he's done, he went back, got his PhD and finished the paper. But he wrote this song 39, and it's kind of like this shanty kind of feel. And it sounds like it's older, like people on boats. But you realize it's about the future, and when they travel so far, and because they go faster than the speed of light,
the time they come
when
back.
this person comes home, the person he's talking to is like his grandchild who's 30.
Yeah.
His wife and
40
those
years
people are
past or
long
something.
have died.
Wow.
But he's only aged a year, and they've aged like 100 years. So it's this sad story about when I come home, everyone's gone. That I knew, So I don't know if that's part of what's going on here, or if they have. Again, you can watch the trailer on Variety or Netflix. I found it on Variety. Variety, great website. What I tell you. Well, I mean, it's all about the industry.
Yeah, what's going on in pop culture?
And like, well, what's going on in Hollywood?
Hollywood
and this
culture,
is big time. Like, who's producing it? Who's doing it? And the the words and the way it's put is just. Oh my gosh! But I don't know.
So did you watch the trailer for it?
I did watch the trailer, and it's serious. Like I said, it's not really funny.
Did you see the spider?
I did see the spider, and it's just like a big black spider. There's nothing special. It doesn't wear a helmet.
I can't. Well, you ever watch there's another guy that
Didn't have a
does
dog tag.
There's no dog tag.
the guy that does the Honest movie trailers. Do you ever watch those?
I have not.
They are fantastic. Honest movie trailers.
Honest movie trailers.
You look it up on YouTube. It's super funny. Basically, like, he'll tell you like literal stuff rather than what the movie trailer is supposed to be.
Sure.
So like if it has like Batman, it'll be like when a rich guy whose parents were killed decides to go get revenge. It's like stuff like that, where it's being literal.
Not putting any of the funk on.
Because how did the intro for that go? Like, ooh, a CGI spider and Adam Sandler in.
Well, supposedly what's going on is with the spider is not an enemy in the ship.
It's his lover.
He's not. I don't believe they get to be lovers on the ship.
Is this like Ted 3?
I never saw Ted 3, but I could be. This spider is supposed to be like, he's like, I'm here to help you with your problems. And slowly, this spider is acting like a psychiatrist or something.
Does everybody else
with
see
him.
the spider, or is it just him?
I think he's by himself on this ship.
So
Like he's alone. So he's alone in a ship. So then this spider comes up, and it's the only person to talk to.
So this is going to be Fight Club, and at the end of it, he's going to be the spider.
It could be. Don't talk about Fight Club. Don't mention Fight Club. So yeah, it's a little more of a serious thing, a little more of a heady drama. That's what you're looking for. So if you're an Adam Sandler fan, maybe this is for you.
This might be one you want to miss.
And it says select theaters. I'm guessing that's gonna be Hollywood, New York, or something.
Family.
And
I want the
Colfax.
friends and family to watch this first.
Yeah.
Or other people.
So there you go. March 1st. If you want to see it, if you got the Netflix, it'll be on. I'll check it out. We'll watch it, and we'll see. We'll let you know what we think. You know what I mean?
Do a review.
Well, we'll just come on and
Oh.
talk about. You don't.
All right.
You don't have to.
He's like, you can
When
do
was
it
it?
on
When did
the
that
go.
come out?
March 1st.
March.
Right before basketball time. So you got time.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about basketball.
I didn't think so. You've moved on. All right. How about another one?
All right.
This from Fox News.
I love.
Suzanne Summers' husband says her spirit still lives on after death. Strange things are happening. Now, Suzanne Summers passed away in October, the end of October, 76 years old. And then I didn't know, I knew she had, it wasn't from just natural, she had breast cancer, but said she had 23 years fighting breast cancer.
Wow.
Damn.
So since she
It's a
was
journey.
53, like off and on. I had no idea that was what was going on. So her husband is Alan Hamill, the widower. Okay. Very strange things going on. Like he said, okay, a hummingbird flew into our house, went around the kitchen and the dining room, and then it hovered in front of a framed picture of them together.
Oh,
And
wow.
then it just landed on top of the picture and stayed there. A hummingbird, they're this big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one thing that was odd.
Well, that's pretty
The other
good.
example, he came home one night in the evening, and when he walked in, the fireplace, that's I'm assuming is a gas fireplace, turned on by itself, and the stereo came on and played music by her favorite composer when he walked in the house. He didn't touch anything.
Was he smoking first?
Yeah, was he tripping balls?
Yeah, I mean, like, what?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, these guys were pretty close. And also, he's like, I don't think it said it in the article, he was like 15 at least or 20 years her senior. So this guy is like 90.
Dementia.
No,
Pushing 90.
he was a famous actor too, correct?
This isn't. No, I don't think so. It's not Mark Hamill. I think you think I'm saying Hamill. You think Mark Hamill from Star Wars?
No, there's a bunch of Hamills actually. I had to eliminate the sports
Alan.
Hamills before I got to even the one from Star
Yeah,
Wars.
this Alan Hamill. I'm not sure. I don't know. I just know he was older than her.
Probably
So,
his brother. Who knows?
you know, and he says, quote, I am a believer now that there's an afterlife. I'm convinced of it. I think there's something we don't understand. I think there's a plane somewhere after we discard our bodies. We still have our soul. I think our soul is energy, and the soul must go somewhere and do something.
We need to put that guy on a watch.
So, Karen, you're a bit of a religious person. Do you believe in things like this? Have you had something like this happen to you in a home where something moved or came on and you don't know why, or you think it was a symbol from someone who is gone?
Not in this house. I mean,
Not here.
Yeah. No, I can't. I don't necessarily have experienced anything like that, but I definitely believe in an afterlife.
Okay. James, have you ever had any weird stuff like this happen that is odd that you can't explain, or someone died and then something they loved happened, or
No, I
something
feel like
happened?
there's been a few times where after someone's passed, that you may not even been close to them, but even if you were, but just you've been around them enough that like you think you see them sometimes, like in a car driving the other direction.
Okay.
Or, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Dreams. Definite dreams.
Yeah, they always revisit in dreams. Yeah.
Definitely your dreams.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've had anything like this happen. I think, what is it? They say a cardinal.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
it? If a
Red
cardinal
Yeah.
is supposed to be a symbol of someone who's
symbol of
died.
your,
Do you-
your loved one coming back to check on
Yeah.
you, or
Yeah, but that just you don't have a lot of cardinals flying around California. I don't believe there's cardinals only in certain
No, this is the
places.
hummingbird. I think that's the state bird
Yeah.
of California.
Well, you didn't watch all of it because you got spoiler alerted out, but on The Sopranos, the spoiler alert anyway.
Okay.
On The Sopranos, when Christopher dies, who's his nephew, like
Yeah.
the Tony's nephew, when he dies, there's a cat that always comes into the bar and stares at his picture on the wall. It was like a reoccurring thing on there.
Okay. Well,
They were all freaked out about it. They
I
thought it was
remember
some
when
spiritual
when
thing.
he's being made,
Yeah.
he looks at the window and there's a crow out there.
Yeah,
So it's some kind of like he's doing the wrong thing,
yeah.
kind of thing. So, yeah, my parents are passed away, but I don't have any. I don't never, I mean, I think about them and those type of things, but I've never had anything like this happen. Okay, but you believe in an afterlife, right, Karen?
Yeah.
Of course. Okay, and
Of
what
course.
do you? No, you're religious, so you believe in that.
Yeah.
Now, do you believe that you can come back?
Does
that allow
I
that
don't have
in
an
your-
opinion on that, but I mean,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes you see enough things that you think maybe that stuff could happen, but I don't have any like, oh, I know that could happen because of this.
Sure, but
this.
yeah.
I
Okay.
don't think so.
James, what do you think? Reincarnation? You think people come back?
No,
Once you're dead, there is nothing.
nothing.
No.
Yeah, sad, but
there's
that's the way it
something.
is.
See, I kind of feel
No.
that way too.
Yeah.
I hope that there is.
I build good
something.
karma while I'm here, though, just in case. But I'm not really agnostic.
go.
But I'm
Hedging
just
your
like,
bet.
just be nice while you're here.
Hedge your bet. So I believe that there's probably nothing. I hope that there is. I hope that I'm incorrect. But people hear that and think, oh, that's such a negative. That's a defeatist thing. It's the opposite. If you know that this may be the only go around, then that is why you should have a good time, forgive people, be nice to people, laugh, and not get too upset about stuff. Because this might be the only go round, just in case, too. So just like James is doing, hey, I'm treating people nice because there might be something. Hey, you also want to treat people nice and do stuff because, man, this might be it.
Yeah.
This is the only one you get. That's just what I'm saying.
Okay.
So,
I'm with
and nothing in here at all. I was nothing in here about the Thigh Master, and that was kind of
Yeah, I was gonna say when it just start going on the floor, like he just goes by and there's a thigh
Yes.
master on the floor,
A
just
miniature.
constantly. Yeah.
on these hummingbirds. Yeah, and to be honest, of the three from Three's Company, I mean, this is, I don't know. I got into that for a bit and looked into it, and this person, I mean, God bless Suzanne Summers.
It's like the
but-
dryer turns on 3 times a day, but there's no laundry in it.
Yeah, but she also was somebody that was like, she got out of the show quickly because she started thinking that, I'm why everyone's watching
Yeah,
this, and
yeah.
pulled that kind of bullshit, and that got rid of her. When she's ending, she just comes in and does these phone things, and she's supposed to be in Indiana visiting her dad, and they do that for about 3 episodes, and then see you later, and that was on for another I don't know 15 years, so they made it
Wow.
without her. But hey, best of luck to him, and Hope it goes well.
It's weird that she was only in a few seasons, but in syndication, you'd make it think that she was in like
Yeah, the whole thing.
3/4 of the
Sure.
fucking episode.
And they went through like there was two others,
two other
three
ones,
others. But the one woman that was always there, Indiana's own from Speedway, Joyce DeWitt.
Yes.
And then that first season, she's got that long jersey on with a 0 on it.
Yeah.
And she's gorgeous. And she's thin. That's something for me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? If you know me. Now, the next one. Now, we don't have the Rick Derringer, James. But here we go. Making his way to the ring from Venice Beach, California, weighing 303 pounds, World Wrestling Federation champion, Hulk Hogan. All right, brother. Hulk Hogan saving lives. Running wild in Florida, brother. Hulk Hogan, real life superhero, last Sunday night, rescued a teen girl whose car flipped over on the highway several times.
Awesome.
Okay. He was with a buddy named Jake Rask and his current wife. Okay. I think it's got a name in here. So this car swerves into all these lanes, flips around. He and this guy jump out, pull this girl out. She's 17.
Wow.
Underage driver went out. And she was okay. She was all right. She said, last night after dinner in Tampa, we saw a car flip in front of us. I truly admire my husband. And of course, it's in a at Hulk Hogan. You know, she's on. She's with it. She's hip. She's on the X. And our good buddy at Jake Rask for springing into action, puncturing the girl's airbag. She's
Get her
17.
out.
She's 17. Don't go there. Yeah, she was caught in there
Yeah.
with the airbag. She couldn't get out of it.
Wow.
They had to like pop it and get her out of the car. By all appearances, she was unscathed, just really rattled. It's an absolute miracle. Oh, yeah, brother.
So, how do you spell Jake's last name?
Rask.
Rask.
Yes,
Just
Jake.
Rask.
Rask. Rask. It's like a buddy of mine. I saw a picture. He looks like a wrestling guy.
He
He looks like he's
is.
ready to go.
Probably looks good in tights.
And in the photo I saw, Hulk has the NWO shirt on. So I don't know if he just
course.
always rides around with that, or if he
keeps
put
it
that
in
on for the
back.
photo after he
Well-
saved the girl.
Well, literally, him, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and X-Pac, who is like Sean Whiteman or Waltman.
Yeah.
They all get residuals from the NWO gear. And it's literally, it's still like the second or third highest gear sold in wrestling.
People are still buying it.
Yeah.
People love it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Huh.
So Hulk Hogan, not just a great wrestler, also saving lives. Karen, you ever save somebody's life like that? Would you jump in if you were on the interstate and something was going on? It was late at night. Would you help somebody? Would you call?
Absolutely.
You'd hop in there?
Yeah, I do my best.
Have you ever been in a
I'm
wreck
not,
like this?
That strong, but I certainly wouldn't drive by and go, "Well, that sucks for your ass."
Well, you know, I'm just, well, some people do. I mean, in a big city or,
Karen's just
late night or
honking the
something.
horn like, check you later,
Beep,
asshole.
beep, beep.
Well, what also is weird is the idea that you see a car on the side of the road. Generally speaking, you don't stop anymore because you're just assuming they all have cell phones.
They've got a phone. They'll
They're
be
going
fine.
to call their own folks, so
Sure.
they're going to do
Well,
whatever. But
Yeah.
that's
I've never been behind somebody and actually witnessed some high-speed accident in
Yeah,
my life
me
either.
neither.
So I don't know. James, have you been behind
Yeah.
somebody that
Like
takes off
all
flipping?
kinds of randomness. When I lived out in the country, south of Thorntown on 75, everybody would like to go like 70, 65 mile an hour down through there. And
And it's a small country highway.
Yeah, it's out in the middle of
with
nowhere.
windy stuff.
no, it's dead straight. But
no
Okay,
reason not to go that fast.
yeah, but right in front of our house is kind of like a hump. There was just like a hump on
Yes.
the highway, and it was enough to where when semis would go by, you kind of hear it because as they kind of go across it. Well, it had just rained a little bit, and it was kind of in that little dusk area in the middle of like fall
Yeah.
or spring, where it's like, like it'll rain, then there's that dust that's kind of on it, and
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
super slick.
steam.
Well,
Yeah,
right
it's
after it
super
rains a bit, it brings all the oil out of the road.
yeah,
It's a
and,
horrible
and
time.
it was dusk too, so it was all like randomly all at the right time. And a girl in a giant, she had a 4x4 Dodge Ram truck with 4 doors, and I was literally going to take trash out. And as soon as I walk out the door, I look and hear and saw her hydroplane off the road down the side of the ditch, about half an acre up through, and narrowly went in between a set of trees and the fence line. She went right in between the two of them all the way until the truck finally came to a stop.
Threw the trash out, went right back in, went to bed.
Right? No.
I know you.
Drop the trash.
Oh, nice, man.
Drop the trash. Hollered in the house. Call some people. Cut across the street. She was fine. The truck just as I'm going to walk up to this truck though. I mean, there's a tree line and a fence line. And I mean, a tree line is like a line of trees, big
Yes.
trees. She went right in between them so perfectly that if she would have went 3 foot one direction or 3 foot another, of like as she went through and went like this in any way, she would have got wrapped up in whichever one of those and would have flipped over and she would have been kicked out of it.
Jeez.
She was scared as hell too. As soon as I went up there, she's freaking out because of the truck. That's usually especially when people were younger, they're always freaked out about the thing that they destroyed.
Of course.
And I opened the door. I'm like, "Are you okay?" I just looked there. I said, "Hey, none of this shit matters. There's insurance. This will all be fixed. It'll be a brand new truck. Don't worry about it. Are you fine?" Yeah.
The sheriff will be here soon. There's court dates.
And literally in the time it took for me to get from my house all the way across my yard, which is like an acre, then another half acre down to where she was at, her dad was already pulling up as I was getting her out of the truck.
Okay.
Like, that's how cell phone, like, I wrecked, get your ass here. That's how fast.
Of course, he gets out of the truck. What the hell did you do to my truck?
Yeah.
No, I'm sure he was.
I've also, I didn't have to go help or anything, but since it's a crash story, sitting at the intersection over in Lafayette where 52 and Teal Road are at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Used to be the White Castles over there on the corner.
Yeah.
And my mom and I wasn't old enough to drive yet. And we're on the northbound lane, about 4 or 5 cars back on 52. They're stopped at the stoplight. And they have that movie, it's like, I think it's called like Final Destination or something.
Oh, yeah.
Where just constantly, like, they just narrowly.
Shit, we found a movie you've seen.
You narrowly dodge all these you narrowly dodge all those death experiences, but eventually it comes back to get you or something. So mom and I are sitting there, and my mom has a fear of anything semi-related, right? She don't like by drive. If she drives by a semi, she'll just like anything semi-related.
Doesn't eat any food because they're brought by trucks.
Right, but just out when she's out in public. Yeah, she'll go to the Walmart, but she won't hang out in the parking lot.
Okay.
So
not into Smokey and the Bandit.
So turning to go off of Teal Road to go north, so it has to turn and go across a bunch of lanes.
Yes.
Is a truck that has full size logs in the back of it, like full size, like they're getting
Logging
ready to trim.
truck.
They're getting ready to trim them down for like telephone poles and stuff.
Yes.
And as it turns, I just look at it and I could tell that it's going to go and jackknife.
Yeah.
I go, "Mom, back up. Mom, back up." And she goes, "Why?" And she goes, "I said, is there anybody behind you?" I start looking around. Nobody behind us. I said, "Start backing up." And she just puts it in reverse and starts backing up. She starts to back up. She goes, "Oh my God, I see it." And the whole entire semi goes like this, up in the air, and flips on the side. And all those logs break and start rolling. And all the people that are facing, that are over by where the White Castle at, thank God there was only like 3 people there. But one was like a little Cavalier, some other little tiny car. They all reverse and were in the Circuit City parking lot before those logs even got to where it was at. Because they were like, "Oh my God." But I watched, and it was like slow motion. You just saw one bounce and start heading towards it. I'm like, "Hurry, hurry, hurry, car, hurry, hurry." I was like, they didn't give a shit what was behind them. They're just backing all up. And all those logs fell down into the ditch in front of the White Castle. And then there was some, like, it took forever for them to get all those. And destroyed half the road.
Man.
Like, when we went by, you see chunks of the road out from where the
How old
logs
were you?
slipping. I was like 13, 14.
You're 13.
Wow.
Yeah.
Saving Ma. But your story
job.
before that.
Yeah.
I mean, you ran out and helped somebody. You're like like the Hulkster.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. See, I thought what was interesting about this story is that
You always got to stop and ask if they have a cell phone. So, like, if I see somebody broke down, I always stop. "Hey, you got a phone? You all covered?" I always check. If it's bad weather or whatever, if I see flashing lights, I'm always, "Hey, you got it handled." Because I'll help change a tire.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
Yay.
gentleman.
I'm going to remember that.
He's a gentleman. He's a white knight. The thing I thought was interesting about this one was that, okay, obviously somebody wrecked in front of you and something happened. Okay. What I find interesting, and this goes to, like, I think something really personal about this person, is I think there's a lot of people who are involved in entertainment, because that's entertainment or whatever. They wouldn't stop for shit, because I don't want to get involved in this. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
My agent tells me to stay. I've got a brand to get, a little bit like how I've been disappointed in comedians over the past 6 years who have all like went and hid in the closet because they think that things are so bad. That's why Dave Chappelle and who's the white guy that's crazy? He's on like Conan all the time. Bill Burr.
Yeah, Bill.
They're out there every night, and comedians out there, they're telling jokes, and all these people, well, the college kids don't like us, and they'll hide in their house. This is somebody, saw something going on. Someone could be hurt, and I jumped in there. Good for him. I think there's a lot of stars and people that would have cruised fucking by.
But to be fair, and I'll say this as allegedly,
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan is notorious for being like one of the most bullshitting ass liars too.
Okay.
So he might have just been in the car while his homeboy went out and helped, and then
You know, I have heard that too, and then it seems like all I find is some very like, it's always some other fucking wrestler. It's always some other person. I feel like there's a bunch of
no, there's like court cases and documented. It's like
where he's been a liar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
well,
other people have won lawsuits, but also he's won lawsuits because other people lied about him too. So it's kind of a whole thing.
Exactly. I mean, I think everybody has good and bad things, but that's something.
Good for him
thing.
though, and he's had like 20 back surgeries. So if he was able to pull anything out of anywhere, that's pretty sweet.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's
I
all
like
right.
that one. Sorry.
I couldn't think of any other wrestlers you'd rather get saved by than Hulk Hogan.
Ooh, there's a question.
And then we were talking before we started. Yeah, what is there a wrestler you'd like to be saved by? China?
No,
Shit, is that
if we're talking right now, wrestling, Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley?
Yeah,
Okay.
that
Okay.
woman's hot as hell.
Okay, you want to be saved by her?
Yeah, saved indeed.
All right.
Save me.
Saved.
I don't know.
Before we started the show, I was trying to think about other things, and I was like, well, I know somebody who
Miss
it wasn't.
Elizabeth.
Miss Elizabeth?
She's
Is she
not
still
here
around?
anymore. No, she's
Oh, okay.
passed away a long time ago.
Okay.
OD'd.
Because I was thinking that, is in Florida, and who's from Florida? From Sarasota, Florida, weighing 258 pounds. The Macho Man. Oh, yeah.
I hate to break it to you, Bill. Almost like 3/4 of the famous ones are either from Florida, Minnesota, or Georgia.
That's right.
Or
The great
Canada.
wrestling league down here in Florida. So I don't know. Maybe it was Randy. Maybe Randy's at fault here.
Randy
Oh
Rhodes?
yeah. No, Randy, the Macho Man Savage.
Macho
He
Man.
took over the wheel. Yeah.
No,
And
actually-
he made sure
He actually died of a heart attack behind the wheel and then crashed.
Oh.
That's how he died.
Hulk wasn't there to save him.
Nope.
Oh no. Is that the last thing he said?
He
Do you think?
lied.
Is it too soon? Oh no.
The madness is going down.
Let me tell you something. Or when he gets up there, you believe in the afterlife and welcome, Randy Savage. Oh yeah, good to be here. Nap into a Slim Jim. Well, we're over halfway through, so we got to
Remind me after this show.
Yes.
About the Slim Jim.
Okay.
That you just made a comment of. I
Yeah.
got something else to tell you after the show.
You got a Slim Jim story you can't tell everyone?
Yeah, I can't tell everybody that one.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'll put it on X later. I'll just say it. Okay. We are sponsored by Wilson Farm Market in Arcadia. And in a couple weeks, I think we're going to spin by. We're going to talk to the old man and spend some time over there, make a little video.
I've seen a lot of commercials for that home show they're going to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah, I've
huge.
seen a
That's
bunch of
huge.
them.
That's
Yeah.
big. But we're going to launch some other social media things and maybe use that for a launching thing. So, but again, Wilson Farm Market, fry pies, chicken, all the delicious food you could ever want. Of course, if you're around here, you know the deal. And if you're not, go see them on US 31. And if you're from outside the viewing area in central Indiana, I'm pretty sure we can send you gift cards if you win or send you the food. He wouldn't mind. We'll pay the postage. And again, we have our giveaway. Well, Karen explains it on X. She does a great job at that. I put in some text just to
help clarify.
help clear it up.
Clarify.
But it does end February 2nd. That's when we'll be announcing the winner. And again, to enter any of our contests and things like that, all you have to do is follow us on any of our social media. So far, we've got the X, we got the Rumble, we got the YouTube.
Yeah.
Whichever platform that you listen to us on, just like and share it.
There you go. But if you follow, you're always entered into our contest. You can win more than once. And that's how you do it. Because we figured out the Gmail, a little slow. Gmail, we figured out what it's really for. And it's for ads for penis enlargement. And we understand that now. And so we're going with it.
Your
So, yeah.
Ozempic commercial.
Wilson Farm Market, check it out, especially this weekend. Get in there before it gets cold. Buy a
Yeah.
bunch of fatty foods. And
We're going to
stuff.
have like 2 more days of Arctic, and then
Yeah.
it's going to get back to decent again.
Buy good food, unlike this fucking garbage that I
Yeah,
bought. That's a
processed
so
trash.
Fucking sad. It's okay. I didn't get that excited.
That's a metabolism killer.
Hey, speaking of that, good one. Nicely done, James.
It's called a segue, Bill.
So this is from Fox News. Dr. Drew, this has been everywhere. Now, we were joking. Dr. Drew, if you are a YouTube watcher, you've probably seen him. This is a metabolism killer. Right?
yeah.
He picks up a bag of Doritos.
This is
Gosh,
metabolism killer.
shit, everything he's throwing in the garbage is what I eat. But then you look at me, and he's probably right.
If we have you in that commercial, but you just be throwing it in a grocery cart just
Hey, man, that's good.
instead of a trash can.
Hey, man, you gonna eat all them?
Hey, them Doritos still
Those
look
fucking
all right.
things are, how much was this son of a bitch? Like $6 a bag, man. Okay, so Dr. Drew,
$3 an air.
Dr. Drew from originally famous, right? Love Lines, is that it?
Love-
With
I think it
Adam
was
Carolla
Love
years
Line.
years
The
ago.
Love Line, maybe?
The call-in show was like a sex, like Dr. Ruth Feel
Yeah.
thing, kind of thing, right?
I was trying to remember how we originally heard that. Was it on like X103?
I think it was on it was probably on X103,
Something
which
like
was
that.
a radio station out of Indianapolis that played
alt-rock
90s music in the
Yeah.
90s. It was just
Yeah.
now music kind of thing. So I think that's where it started, and then it became a show you could watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he was on that show where there was a bunch of stuff he did kind of in between, but then he was on that show where it was Celebrity Rehab, and then he was the host of it, and they were all in that little mansion or fancy house with all the different celebrities.
And I know he's tried to he's been good. I think he lives in Los Angeles. And he's tried to get people to wake up to the past few years, the amount of people who are living in like the encampments in these cities, because he says they're starting to find, and this was 3 years ago, that there's lots of rats in these encampments. And what they're finding is these rats they're bringing back the plague.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's bad. I mean, it's and people. I mean, and you know what? You can take penicillin for it. I mean, it will not kill you. But in like the Los Angeles County Courthouse, women were getting bit, and several people got. And when they went and got blood tests, they had the plague from the fleas, from the rats who are outside living in the dirty encampments. So you can't just have people shitting on the sidewalk and whatever. So pretty smart guy.
It makes a lot of those songs that the Chili Peppers got about California not seem so cool anymore, huh?
Not so much. Under the bridge downtown.
Under the bridge downtown is where I
contracted
got the
something
plague.
bad. I got the plague. Big old pecs heaving both ways. Okay, so Dr. Drew, marijuana study revealing
Willard? You remember Willard?
Willard? I don't.
You gotta look it up. You remember the guy that played McFly, Marty McFly's dad?
Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
So he's in this movie called Willard,
Okay.
and he's like basically in control of rats, and like they're like his henchmen. He can wear like a suit up. It's like crazy. Yeah. You gotta watch that show. It's crazy.
You should look up more with Crispin Glover. He's stable. Like,
Right.
like an isotope of
That's why I'm telling you to watch that
uranium.
movie. It's
This guy
it's not very stable
is
at all.
out there. Okay, he's extremely worrisome data about the marijuana. Chances of developing bipolar or schizophrenia disorders rise 50% after the use of cannabis. Okay, people who've had at least one psychotic episode after using cannabis are 50% more likely to develop schizophrenia or bipolar disorder, and it's even higher if you are teen or young adult. Okay, so
I can't. I don't
any of you
wanna-
weed smokers ever had a bipolar episode or schizophrenia type stuff?
Those are the friends I quit hanging out with.
Yeah. We just laugh at them.
No,
They're the one living with the rats.
don't laugh at him. I just don't. I just choose not to hang out with him anymore.
Now he says, particularly in states where it's legal for recreational use, Illinois,
Yeah.
Ohio, is Ohio legal?
Just now. And then
Michigan.
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 Kentucky is not
Medical.
medical. Okay, it's the concentration of the cannabis that's so spectacular. It's approaching 100%.
Yeah.
And then I looked it up. In 1995, okay, the average what like the U.S. Customs police seized
8 to 9%, right?
4% in
4%?
1995. In 2017, the average was 17%.
Yeah.
Okay, and now what you buy from these places, it's almost 100%.
I would get the ones
THC.
that are 40. Carts are usually 75 to 90.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, this is again not the weed your grandparents smoked at Woodstock.
Oh, absolutely
or
not.
whatever. It's not even close.
No.
He says it's a different drug. It's got a different effect. And now, very commonly, we see people. This is very interesting. Now, I looked this up. This is pretty rare. I found some people arguing back and forth. But he says it's very common that we're seeing hyperemesis. Do you know what hyperemesis is?
Is that a crystallization of your lungs?
No, that is not being able to stop vomiting.
No.
People are doing this high grade stuff.
That's called smoking yourself retarded, ain't it?
Well, it usually comes. It usually comes, I guess, from people. It's from people long-term users. So it's not that you would like try this once and then that would happen. It's people that use it, and it's usually younger people are having this problem. But it's still very rare. But and the way to stop it, in all cases, the stuff I read,
Stop smoking.
if you just stop smoking, soon your body will go back to normal. But they have like there's one girl who had an episode in a mall, and she went to the bathroom and was retching for an hour.
Well, a lot of times it's
Oh.
because some people they don't buy their vape cartridges and things like that from some place where it's actually been checked or tested or had any kind of thing done to it.
So who knows
So
what's in there?
Who knows what's in there? So basically, some of that chemicals you get, it might have butane in it and other different types of chemicals that ain't supposed to be in it.
Wow.
And people react different to different types of ways they ingest marijuana. Like some people will eat the same candy, like me and you eat the same candy.
Sure.
It has a completely different effect on me and you compared to
Absolutely.
what it does. It's metabolism based. It's genetics. It's all genetics.
Yeah.
So, but that could be like 1 out of what, 3,000 people.
Yeah, this type of stuff is very rare, and he was saying it's more common. I think he's just
You can use stats to make any argument on either side.
Well, I also, part of me, and again, it's probably not a good idea to constantly be smoking weed, hitting a vape, eating.
No.
I mean, good, because if that's all you're doing all day, then you are way abusing this.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've done the research. Take breaks.
Well, just substitute in if you think, well, it's okay. I'm smoking weed all day. Well, just substitute in alcohol or liquor. If I just put a beer in your hand every time, is that okay to walk around all day just drinking beer? I mean, would you do that?
That's when the bipolar
Really?
starts.
Yeah.
Really? You hitting my thing?
No. But I'm saying you don't sit around here all day and just drink beer all
You
day.
drink responsibly.
That's what I mean. You save it for
Most days.
when you're relaxing or something like that, or you're having a party,
Had about 5 before you got here.
or you had 5 before we get you loosen up for the show. Again, that's something.
Yeah.
That's something. But yeah.
This is loose.
So I don't know if that's something that we want to tackle or not.
No, I think it's a
gonna
good
keep you
scare
from it?
tactic, for parents. If they read that and they would be like, oh, looking for any excuse to call out their kid of being, having manic episodes or bipolar or.
The
You know
point
what
it's
I mean?
making is the young people. So I mean, if you're, you shouldn't
That's
be
what I mean.
eating these and doing these when you're 13.
No.
You're a 6th grader. You should not be cramming THC into your skull. Not a good idea. You're still very formative.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Most of
that's
those
the idea.
kids would probably die texting their dealer on the way to go get it than what they would from actually smoking it anyway.
Well, or some of these kids, they're just walking there.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have a driver's license.
No, people that are novices to smoking or eating THC, you just got it. You can't just full on it. You have to, take the advice of some of the people that are around you, but not the guy in the,
Not the guy selling it to you.
Well, I don't know. Like there's people that can explain what it does to you. You can Google anything at this point and figure out what it does.
And this is, I think, less trying things and that type of thing. It's the longitudinal idea.
Yeah.
Is that if you're a heavy smoker, you can develop these type of things.
It's like you are what you eat, you are what you inhale.
I think when you're younger, the higher thing is, and they didn't have it in here, but what I always heard growing up was the psychosis. It's just that you're smoking all the time, and then soon you start just thinking.
It stunts your endorphins to where you don't have the same. You don't develop as fast as you're supposed to. We all have that friend that started doing bong rips in like 8th grade,
way too
and
early.
still talks like he's doing bong rips, even if he hadn't done bong rips in 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place,
Yeah.
right? And also, it really is. I think if you talk to Dr. Drew, this is now.
No.
If you did, I know that you're not interested in talking to Dr. Drew.
No.
But if we did talk to Dr. Drew, would probably surrender the idea that it's better though because it is legal and I do know exactly what is in here.
Yeah.
It's like taking a medicine. So when you go there, this has 10%. You
Yeah.
can choose.
And
know.
none of the doses are like 100% dead on what they're supposed to be. But
Sure,
they're
it's
in a
within.
range.
Yeah. As opposed to growing up years ago and like, I don't know what's in here.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in
Yeah.
here. You don't know. You have no clue where this came from or anything. So I
Plus
think
the
it's-
generation a few years back that was all hooked on the synthetic spice stuff and the Hatter and things like that.
that was some rough stuff.
Then they're like, oh yeah, go ahead and smoke that. And then they found out it was basically like potpourri with crystal meth in it. And then they decided that people probably shouldn't have this.
that was completely different.
Yeah, and they always wanted to tie them together. It's synthetic marijuana. I'm like, no, it's no different than me calling that plant-based food meat. It's not meat.
It's not the same
It's
thing.
plants that make
Karen,
it
I'm
taste
sure you
like-
never had any of that.
No.
Well, it was originally salvia.
Yeah.
Is really what it was supposed to be. And salvia is a type of sage, just like the sage you would put on a pizza.
Yeah.
But this is called Salvatorium diviner sage. And I remember watching videos on YouTube with friends before I tried it. And this has been I don't know, 15 years ago when it was coming out, 18 years ago. And I'm watching these people and they're hitting bong rips and then they're acting all weird. I'm like, what a bunch of fucking pussies. I'm like, you know what that is? That's a pussy. Whatever. And I laughed it off and laughed it off and laughed it off. So then I went and got this little thing of salvia because it was legal. You could buy it anywhere.
Yeah, the gas station, right?
And yeah, it had like 100 extracts sprayed on it. You know, so we're at this friend's house. We put it in this bowl. We hit it a few times. It's daylight. And I kind of felt a little something. You know what I mean?
Nauseous?
No. I felt like it kind of felt like the room was maybe moving a bit or something. That my visual was like a little off, but it was nothing that big of a deal.
Right.
And so we tried it a few more times. Like, you know what? Like I thought, this stuff is just not special.
It was like one of those edibles that hits you way after the fact, like a ton of bricks.
No. What I found out later was when you smoke the diviner's sage, the salvia, to release the salvinorin A, this is THC in cannabis,
Yeah.
salvinorin A is the psychoactive thing in diviner's sage, it has to be a certain temperature to release it, to you to inhale it. So when we had it in some little pipe and you were doing this and kind of hitting it, you're getting a little bit of it, but you're really not getting it.
It was like flash frying it rather than cooking it through.
Yeah, you're just getting like a bit of the taste.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then I took it home. And then one night I'm like, you know what the heck? So I ground it all up and really packed it in real tight into a small little thing. And I go through one. I finished the first one and I start the second one. And when I hit that second one like this, the last thing I can remember and the voice that was in my head and it echoed like I'm on a microphone, I was like, I think I did too much. And man, what happened was it turned into, I was a thought. Okay. I couldn't see anymore. I guess my eyes had dilated huge.
Yeah.
Everything was just kind of bright. And then as I'm sitting there and it is the scariest
And you're
fucking
by
thing.
yourself. Great.
I'm by myself.
God help us all.
And I'm like, I think I'm dead. I mean, I don't have any hands. I can't move I don't feel like I have a body. And I mean, again, I'm gone.
You're on a different plane.
I'm gone. And I'm like, I think I'm dead. And then I start thinking about like, maybe a bomb went off or something, or someone shot me in the head, and you just died instantly. And I'm already gone. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden through the haze, I see something moving. And then as I look towards it more slowly, I start to come out of this, and I see it's a clock, and it's numbers, and it's getting lower. I had a football game on. It's the play clock. And then I see there's a football game in front of me. And I started to get a little bit. Then she was just dating me at the time. She was in the other room asleep, and she coughed in bed. I turned around and was surprised because I had no idea there was anything behind me. So I was like, there's a behind me. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
There's a behind.
Wait a minute. I'm in a room. Wait a minute. I'm in a house. And then the real scary part, now I'm almost back to normal. I'm like, I'm in a house, but who am I? What is my fucking name? I'm like, what is my name? What is my name? Oh my God, dude. And I stood up. I'm like, what? I'm like, it's Bill. It's Bill. Gant, that's my name. This is my apartment. That's my truck. I mean, it was like 8 minutes coming out of this thing. Fucking pussies. You're a bunch of pussies. Yeah, then I look it up. Hey, two things. One, you got to get it a lot hotter. Number two, it's a lot like, a little bit like marijuana is. The first time you smoke marijuana, you may not get anything, or you may get a very light sensation. I'm reading these websites like, be careful. The first time, you'll notice that it's a very light, easy kind of thing. The second time, hold on. And man, they weren't fucking kidding. So look it up. It's a dissociative. It's in a class of a dissociative. And what's in dissociative class? Yeah, that's like cactus, LSD, peyote. That's what this drug really was. It's a dissociative. You don't smoke it and then laugh and
ayahuasca.
Funny.
Yeah.
You lose your mind. So then I went back. Okay, after that crazy
more.
shit.
No,
I never. No. Actually, what I did do, then I went and looked at those videos again, and then like,
it made
did you
sense.
apologize? Did you write
and then I'm
letters?
watching
You
them
picked
closer.
out what stage they were at as you were watching it. Yeah.
I watched one person. They got this little bong, and they're looking into their computer thing, and they're hitting it, like, and they get to that third one, and then you can see it in their eyes. It's like the fear, just this panic fear. They like drop it, and then they want to, I get it now. I get it now. I get it. No, what I did do with it, I kept it around. And then what I tried to do, then I ended up moving to a new house. No, did I give it to a cat? Karen. Sponsored by the ASPCA.
Yeah,
Not
right.
Karen. Fuck those cats. What I did was I took it and I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I want to be like a little a spaceman, if you will, like Adam Sandler. I want to be I'm going to pack it in there and I'm going to hit it easy. And I'm going to slowly see how I can not get. So I would do it a couple times and I keep looking behind. Because like I said, when you do it, you lose all, it turns off the things that are running in your head since
Your
you were born.
peripherals.
So also the first thing when I did too much, there was nothing because it turned off your self monologue. You're always talking to yourself that was gone. And I didn't notice there was any, so I kept looking behind me and I get it. And then one time I was getting kind of I finally just gave up. I was scared. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm scared to do this. What am I doing anyway? So I had a friend who came over and I gave it to him.
He was all for it.
Well, it was a friend who
Was all for it.
well was asked to leave a university because he's a friend of mine that I won't go too far into it, but he was well seasoned at psychoactives. But he was going to a college and he got his first report card or whatever at the end of the half year, and he got a letter, and it was like, if you do not raise your grade point average, you'll be asked to leave the university. And I'm like, oh dude, well, how bad was it? I mean, his dorm room, he's like, here you go. It was like 0.1. It's like less than an F, and it's okay because I was like, well, dude, you should be good, And yeah, the next semester, I don't know how he did it, but it was like a 0.02, and they asked him to leave the university. This guy took it. And he's like, and then he took it and he's like, I don't see what the big fucking deal is, Gant. I'm like, I don't either, but go ahead. So I stayed away from that stuff. So I think it's gone now. I don't think they even do that right.
There's
It's
certain
gone,
countries, it's kind of a thing, but
But
it's not
here,
like here.
I think they ended up making it
They did
illegal.
the same. I think they did the same with that and Spice and some.
Yeah.
I think they scheduled it different.
It's not good.
Then the Spice came and you could tell it was that stuff. But like James said, it's mixed with
it's potpourri with
odd
crack.
junk.
I mean, it's just potpourri with chemicals.
Oh, that's so wrong.
It's an accelerant.
But then there you go. There's the experimentation of things when you don't have something legal
Right.
that you can do that's proper.
You need to eat cookies and then try to play music and then see how
There
many
you go.
cookies it takes for you to start to either sound good or you're high enough to where even if you play bad, you sound good. That's how you test it.
I just know once I took some cookies and was playing, and they were a little stronger than I thought. And I knew I was done playing when I looked down the neck of the bass, and it looked like it was 30 feet
miles
long.
away.
I'm like, okay, let's set this down. I need to just zone and I need to calm down. Nothing like a panic attack.
I am pretty naive.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is you never did that Spice stuff. That's, But Dr. Drew, hey, probably, again, if you're out there, you're younger, man, give it a couple years.
Somewhere down the road, we'll take this show on the road up to Michigan on a Friday and just get Karen wrecked on some stuff and test out some of their theories.
Yeah. I think you'd be fine.
Sure.
Just a little bit.
Do I
Controlled
take my heart
environment.
medicine with me, or do I
Controlled
leave it at
environment.
home?
Well, again, you will know what is in it, what it's for.
You'll eat some stuff, go sit by the lake and hang out. Be a good
All
time.
right.
Well, we got a couple minutes before we leave. Anything you want to talk about your weekend? Any suggestions? Are you doing something fun? Is there something you're doing, Karen?
No.
Nothing
I
exciting
got
this weekend?
one Christmas tree to take down still.
Okay. Finishing that up. But other than that, it's very de-Christmas.
Yeah.
Very nice. James, you doing something fun? Just working this weekend?
Yeah, just working, thawing out. We got turbo snow globe out there today.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cold here where we are.
I think this is one of those weekends everybody's just agreeing, well, let's just chill out for a weekend and not go do a whole bunch.
I get it. It's a good time to stay in. Run by Wilson Farm Market.
That's
Get
right.
yourself some
Shit.
chicken,
Get
some
your
fried
shit.
pies,
Some
that kind of
food that'll
thing.
warm you up.
some food that warms you up. That's right. I'm excited. I've got nothing going on this weekend. Actually, the only thing I'm getting a new Atari controller for the Atari.
Nice.
With it, on top of it. No, very excited. Very excited. And I think maybe next Friday, we're going to have a new segment on here before we leave for the weekend where each of us will share a TV show or a movie, something that you have seen before, but maybe they haven't.
Oh.
If it's old to you, but new to them. So suggestion for something over the weekend, like, hey, you should check out this show. You should check out this movie. We're going to kind of let you know. And we'll put some of those on X too.
Mine will all have Christy McNichol in them.
I think I got a good idea for a poll I'm going to put out on X today for that, actually. So be looking for that. And yes, there'll be a third option if you're a fucking lurker. I talked to someone I know who's good with social media, and this person was like, I like polls on there. And I go, well, I know. And you could put a third option, and you could put like a third choice. Or she goes, well, a good third option is, I just don't want to participate. She's like, I'm really into this, but I'm a lurker. I never actually post anything. And I get that. Some people just want to see the results and not be part of it.
Yeah.
So I get that. So be looking on X. We got a poll for you. That whole type of thing. We'll start that next Friday.
Nice.
All right. And then we'll also
like
let
I
you
need
know
to
over the
watch
weekend
TV.
what's coming up Monday as well. Okay, got some fun stuff going on Monday. One of them's right here. I'll find it on X. It'll be more funny. All right. Well, hey, thank you again. It's been a lot of fun. We want to thank Wilson Farm Market for their sponsorship. Also, Frankfurt Beer Works as well. Thank you very
Beer
much.
Works.
If you are a local around here, be careful out there in the snow and the cold. And once again, treat other people like you want to be treated. Lighten the hell up. And now you go make somebody laugh today. And stay away from the Jumpin' Jack Doritos. They fucking suck.